Welcome to Learn English with Sara. I'm so glad you are here today because we are going to explore a topic that is deeply human, beautifully meaningful, yet often difficult to express in English. Today, we will learn how to talk about stress, mental well-being, and emotions using natural sentences that real people use every day. Many English learners can describe their work, their hobbies, even their routines. But when it comes to emotions, suddenly the words disappear. It becomes harder to express feelings like anxiety, exhaustion, sadness, or overwhelm. But learning how to express emotions is not just for communication. It is also for confidence, clarity, and self-care. Speaking about your feelings in English is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of maturity and emotional awareness. And when you learn these expressions, you are not only learning language, you are learning how to take care of yourself. Let's begin with something universal: stress. Everyone feels stress at some point, and saying it clearly in English can make you feel lighter. A simple way to begin is to say, "I'm feeling stressed today." It is direct, understandable, and emotionally honest. You can also say, "I'm under pressure this week," especially when you have deadlines, responsibilities, or people counting on you. These sentences are polite, natural, and widely used. When stress becomes too heavy, it can feel like everything is too much at once. In that moment, one of the most honest sentences is, "I'm overwhelmed." Feeling overwhelmed simply means your brain and heart need space, time, and rest. You can also say, "I have too much on my plate," or "I need a break." These expressions show emotional honesty without sounding dramatic, and you can use them with coworkers, classmates, friends, or family. Now, what does mental health really mean? It is how you feel inside, your thoughts, your emotional balance, and your ability to handle life. When your physical body feels tired, you rest. When your mind feels tired, you should also rest. Mental health is just as important as physical well-being. However, in some cultures, people feel uncomfortable talking about their mental state. Many feel pressure to appear strong, productive, and positive. But English gives you gentle ways to speak honestly without sounding negative. You can say, "I've been feeling a bit down lately," or "I've been tired inside." Another powerful sentence is, "I'm trying to take care of my mental health." When you say this, you are not complaining. You are showing awareness and responsibility. And there is a beautiful phrase that is widely used. "It's okay not to be okay." This sentence reminds you that emotions are not failures. They are part of the human experience. Let's build emotional vocabulary so you can express yourself clearly. If you are tired physically or mentally, you can simply say, "I'm tired," or "I need rest." If worry fills your thoughts, you can say, "I feel anxious." Anxiety is not just nervousness. It is mental pressure about the future. When you've been pushing yourself for too long, you may say, "I feel burned out." Burnout means your energy has faded, and even simple tasks feel heavy. If you feel disconnected from people, even when you are surrounded by them, you can say, "I feel lonely." If your mind feels peaceful and relaxed, you can say, "I feel calm." Each of these words carries emotional truth, and saying them out loud, even privately, helps you understand yourself better. Let's imagine a small situation so that you can visualize how to apply this in conversation. A friend has been quiet recently. You notice and ask gently, "Hey, are you okay? You seem tired these days." That sentence is kind, soft, and natural. Your friend might answer, "Yeah, I'm just a little stressed from work." You reply, "I understand. Work can be overwhelming. Do you want to talk about it?" In just a few sentences, you create connection. You support them. You build warmth through language. Real conversations often begin from simple emotional honesty like this. Speaking emotional English is not about perfect grammar. It is about clarity. You can practice by describing your own feelings. Say aloud, I've been feeling, and then fill in the word. I've been feeling anxious. I've been feeling proud. Whatever it is, naming your emotion is a step toward managing it. Next, let's talk about how people manage stress. You can say, I go for a walk when I feel stressed, or I listen to music when I need to relax. You can also say, I take a break from my phone, or I like to sit quietly and breathe. These sentences all describe healthy emotional actions in simple English, and they show something important. You are not ignoring your stress, you are addressing it. In English-speaking cultures, people often use softer language instead of very strong emotional words. Instead of saying, I'm depressed, a person may say, I'm feeling low lately. Instead of saying, I'm angry, you might hear, I'm upset or I'm frustrated. These softer expressions allow people to communicate honestly without making the conversation too intense. Before we continue, let's take one gentle breath together. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly, and say in your mind, I'm doing my best. Say it again. When you speak kindly to yourself, even silently, you build emotional strength. You can support others the same way. Say, I'm here for you, or you're not alone, or take your time to rest. These small sentences can bring peace to someone who is struggling. Your mental well-being matters. And when you express it in English, you are not only learning language, you are learning how to care for your heart. When stress grows into something deeper, many people describe feeling anxious, mentally tired, or emotionally drained. When you express this in English, it is helpful to use soft language so the conversation feels natural rather than heavy. Instead of forceful statements, English often uses balanced emotional sentences such as, I've been feeling a bit anxious lately, or I can't stop thinking about things, and it makes me tired. These sentences do not exaggerate, they simply express truth. Anxiety often shows up before decisions, deadlines, presentations, or exams. A useful phrase many native speakers say is, I'm overthinking everything. This describes the mental loop where the brain repeats the same worries even when nothing has actually happened. Burnout is another emotional state that many adults experience. Burnout means you have been working hard or caring too much for too long. It is not laziness. It is the result of being strong without rest. You can say, I feel burned out, or I'm running on empty, which means you have no emotional or physical energy left. Another short natural expression is, I'm drained. That sentence communicates exhaustion accurately. When this feeling appears, the most responsible choice is to slow down. Saying, I need time to recharge, is not selfish. It is wise. In English, recharge is commonly used to describe recovering energy, just like charging a battery. You can recharge through sleep, quiet time, fresh air, or time spent with people who care about you. Let's imagine a small interaction so you can see how emotional English sounds in real life. A colleague notices you look tired and says, You look exhausted. Are you okay? You reply, I think I'm burned out. I've been working nonstop and I feel drained. They respond with, You probably need a break. Take your time to rest. You've been giving so much. This type of exchange is gentle but honest. It creates emotional space, not pressure. And speaking in this way connects you to others, even in professional environments. Now let's talk about how to encourage yourself using English. Positive language shapes your mindset. When something is difficult, you can tell yourself, one step at a time. This sentence reminds you that progress is slow and steady, not instant. You can also say, I'm trying to stay positive, or I believe things will get better. These sentences are short but powerful. They create forward movement in your mind. Another meaningful statement is, I'm proud of how far I've come. Many English learners forget to celebrate their progress, but every new word, every sentence spoken, Every moment of effort matters. Let's practice some encouraging sentences together. Say them slowly as if speaking to your future self. I'm stronger than yesterday. Every day is a new start. I can handle whatever comes. I'm learning and growing. I trust myself. When you say these aloud, you hear grounding truth. Language can heal because it shapes the way you see your experiences. Self-care is another part of emotional English. You can say, I'm taking the day to recharge, or I need some time for myself. Time for yourself is sometimes called me time. Even 1 hour of quiet can help your mind reset. Some people say, I'm learning to say no, which means they are learning boundaries. Others say, I'm focusing on my health. These are not excuses. They are responsible choices. Let's imagine a more emotional story to apply these expressions. A young woman named Maria moves to a new city for work. At first, she is excited, but later she begins to feel lonely and overwhelmed. She misses her family, her routine, and her confidence fades. She learns to express herself in English gently. I'm having a tough week, and I'm still adjusting. One day, someone tells her, You're not alone, it just takes time. That single sentence gives her strength. She begins to take evening walks, meet new people slowly, and eventually she says, I feel like myself again. Healing often begins when someone listens and when we speak clearly about how we feel. If someone opens up to you, you do not need to fix their life. You simply need to create emotional safety. You can say, thank you for telling me, or that must be really hard, or I'm glad you shared that with me. These responses show understanding, not judgment. They help the other person breathe. Sometimes you do not know what else to say, and that is okay. You can simply say, I don't know what to say, but I'm here. That sentence is genuine and comforting. English does not always require long speeches. Sometimes the most supportive expressions are short ones like, you're doing great, take your time, and you're not alone. Before we close, take one gentle breath and say quietly, I am enough. This sentence may feel simple, yet it carries emotional truth. You are enough even when you are tired. You are enough even when progress feels slow. You are enough even when you don't have answers. Learning emotional English is not just a language skill, it is a life skill. It helps you connect, understand yourself, and build healthier relationships. Thank you for spending this time with me. If today's lesson helped you express yourself better, please like, share, and subscribe so more people can learn meaningful English that supports their emotional well-being. And comment below with one sentence describing how you feel today using the expressions from this lesson. Your voice matters. Your feelings matter. And you're doing your best, one sentence at a time.